These are two different things. So in this video, I'm going to differentiate the difference between a man who is consistent and a man who is intentional. Okay, so that you get an understanding, you don't get confused just because he's being consistent. Consistency is a rhythm. He's just doing the same thing over and over without any forward planning, without any intention for the future. So there are two different things that it needs to be looked at when you are in a relationship with someone. A consistent man, he shows up regularly. He texts you, he calls, he plans dates, and he shows up. Okay? And his presence is quite refreshing. He's there. Okay? So we say he plans dates, he shows up, he calls, he texts, he checks on you. That is consistency. With all the good stuff that he's doing, he may not have a plan about where you're heading, relationship wise. What's the end goal? He can show up and do everything for you. Give you money, those who want money. He's present. If you say, come and fix this for me, he'll come. Can I have money? He'll give it to you. But there's no long-term plan. He doesn't talk about that. But he's still what? Consistent. So this kind of a rhythm leaves you confused. Yeah, you'll be wondering, this guy is so consistent. He does everything for me. He shows up. He calls me good morning, good afternoon, good night. There's no day that goes without him calling. Yeah, he is a consistent guy. But I'm going to explain that there is another guy who is both consistent and intentional. So what's the difference then? Now this guy who is intentional shows up. He shows up with a purpose and a plan. He tells you what he wants. When he says he does things, he follows things through, and he's constantly communicating with you. What is he expecting from this relationship? Right? That's a guy who is intentional. Sorry. So this guy is intentional, the one I'm talking about. He is both is consistent and intentional. Okay. He shows up with intention. He explains things to you so that you are not confused. Okay. You know exactly where you're heading with him. Okay. He's not leaving you confused like the consistent guy who is just doing the same thing over and over again. Good morning, how are you? How are you? All that. But there's no other plan about the long-term plan. The future is not discussed. But this intentional guy, you talk about the future. You will show up. You will be consistent. You will be saying the same thing over and over again, and he backs it up with evidence and action. This type of a guy who is intentional is not afraid to talk about marriage if that's what he wants. You will constantly mention about it. He will tell you the type of a relationship that he wants. You won't be guessing or doubting him, and he will never waste your time. He will tell you straight up that, you know what, I'm looking for a relationship, or I'm looking for a long-term relationship, but I'm not planning to marry anyone. You know, okay, I like you, I love you, I want being with you, but I don't think I want to get married. Okay, so he's intentional. He tells you, he's not hiding it from you. Okay, he tells you these things so that you can make a decision. Do you want to keep on in going with him or not? So that's your decision now. You need to decide, what is it that you want. Do you want to continue? So that these are two different things. So consistency, it just keeps you engaged, it keeps you busy. As intentional, it gives you the direction. You know, it's clear where you're going with the person. All these things are communicated. There is no question that any intentional guy cannot answer. He can answer all the questions. If you've got doubts, you will make sure he will squash it right there and you know where you're heading. But this guy who is consistent, yeah, he could be consistent because he just loves your company. So you're not heading anywhere. So don't get confused. If a guy is consistent, because we always talk about consistent, but we don't break it down like now. We always say, oh, he has to be consistent. His actions, they have to be consistent. But they have to be both consistent and he has to be intentional. All right. He wants to marry you. You talk about this from the first time you're dating. I'm looking to date a girl. If everything goes well, I'm planning to get married to that person. Okay. He doesn't fear saying that. Even though some people say that if you tell someone you just play along, you play a good girl, you're a good guy. You cannot pretend to be who you're not for too long. That's why when you're dating, you don't have to rush things. Take your time. Take it easy. Take it easy. The true colors will surely manifest themselves. If the person is a player, oh yeah, you'll see it. You get to know that this guy was just saying, see this girl who is now divorcing the social media star on TikTok. 29, 28, married at 28, 29, you're divorcing. You cannot pretend for too long. Okay, it can be very costly like to rush things and just to immediately you're getting married. It's because of pressure from people. We don't care, guys. Don't rush because of us. People are meant to stop. But if you're a wise person, you control what comes in here. You don't base your decisions based on what people are saying. It's your life. So not whatever they say, it doesn't have to affect you because they don't know what's happening in your life. If anything is going to happen in your life, you're going to deal with your mess yourself. Okay. So don't let anybody pressure you into doing things that you don't, you don't like. Okay. Because that's your life. That's your life. So yes. So let's get confused. Let's not get confused. These are two different things. A guy who's good will possess both consistency and intentionality. They work together. You cannot separate one from the other. I hope this is going to help someone. Now, to summarize this video, we need an intentional man, right? That's what we want. He communicates clearly. He pursues with purpose. He aligns his words with actions. He is emotionally invested. He plans the future. He's not afraid to lead. He is available when you need, and his intentions are right in front of you. Okay, so there's nothing that is hidden with an intentional man. Okay, he can be asked any question anytime, and he will answer you without feeling like forced to say so, because that's what he wants. So he is free to say it. Okay, so ladies, go there and win. Always make sure he possesses both consistency and intentionality. They work together. Okay? They work together. You cannot be consistent without intention, then you're not getting anywhere. You would rather be intentional. That's it. That's what you need. He has to be intentional from day one. You take care. Bye bye.